everybody. Welcome to today's show on the Gamut Network. I have a woman on today that I am so eager to learn about, hear about her story, as well as her passions and everything else that she is about. So with that, I'd love to welcome Olivia to the show. Hi, Olivia.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's really nice to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Olivia, can you share with us about your story, your journey? I want to understand how we got to where you are today.
Okay, so I was born with a limb length discrepancy of about 6 inches when I was born, but it grew as time went on and as I had surgeries to correct the issues. I had some local surgeries that didn't end up correcting anything.
Mm.
So right now I'm going to doctors in Florida to figure out what my next steps will be, if I'm going to do limb lengthening, if that's not right for me. So yeah.
And so, which leg is has the difference in length?
Let me just
Yeah.
Okay. Well, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Which leg has the difference?
My left leg has the difference.
So are you ambulatory? Are you able to walk with the difference with a lift, or do you use some help with your walking?
Right now I'm using a walker, but I broke my leg recently.
Oh no, which
So
leg?
yeah, so it was the left leg.
Oh.
So it made it even harder. So right now I'm introducing the walker back into my life. I was on a wheelchair for about 6 months. So
Mhm. And did that make life, aside of the broken leg, having a wheelchair, did that make life easier, more difficult? How did you feel about that?
oh, it's definitely more difficult. People don't understand that even though I've had a wheelchair multiple times in my life, it's definitely reintroduction to it. Your muscles don't understand how you have to push your weight around every time, so it definitely is difficult.
And also navigating the world, right? I would
Definitely.
imagine, from that perspective, I spend a lot of time, thinking through even just going into stores or what it's like to shop in stores if you're in a wheelchair or have a disability, and you would have you definitely saw, I'm sure, the world from a different lens having to be in a wheelchair for 6 months.
Definitely. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. You sometimes wonder how some stores think to have such little aisles and curves around that you can't really get past. Even in the smallest wheelchairs, it's still hard.
Absolutely. And think about the amount of consumers that they're missing out on by, by,
Definitely.
by creating barriers to the shopping experience. And that's, certainly something that we're working on, through Runway Dreams and Gamut. But it's a really important issue that definitely needs to be addressed. Now, I know that you were also born, I believe, with a hole in your heart.
Yes, that wasn't as big of an issue. When I was a baby, they sealed it up pretty quick with an implanter device. Yep, but every year now I go to a cardiovascular doctor who does EKGs and everything like that. So it's definitely something that I have to continue to monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, it doesn't have anything on my life really,
Oh, good.
other than the doctor's office.
And how old are you now?
17.
You're 17. You're in high school.
Yes.
Ish, right? We're doing a different type of schooling now. Are you a junior or a senior?
I'm a senior. I'm supposed to be a junior, but I switched over to homeschool, and that actually helped me graduate a little bit earlier.
Wow. So
Yeah,
this
so
is
I
no
only
big
have
deal
2
for
more
you.
classes
You're
now.
doing what you generally do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like, what's the big deal? I could do this with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
So now what's happening for next year?
For next year, I'm not really sure whether or not I want to jump right into college, especially because there is that am I going to be able to manage the campus?
Yes.
If I go to college in real life, am I going to be able to manage the huge campuses, even if it's community college to start
Mm,
out with?
right.
I do have like the big dreams of going to like colleges out of state and everything like that. But right now, it's just really considering what I'm going to do surgically, how
Mm.
many more surgeries that I prefer to do, and then fitting colleges into that.
And I think that's something that I want to just pause on for a second, because you're experiencing something that generally typical seniors in high school don't have to think about. What,
Yeah.
how are you going to navigate the campus? Is it going to be, compliant enough for you to be able to experience college life? And, that's something that I will also have to think about when my son Oliver, who has muscular dystrophy, gets to that point. He's a freshman right now, but it's definitely, you have to think about things that I have a daughter that's a senior right now also, and she didn't have to think about anything of that nature. So tell me, when you decide to go to homeschool, was it related to your disability, or you just felt that homeschool was a better fit for you?
Absolutely, it was. Actually, I had a situation with the school in my valley here where they were doing construction and they couldn't figure out a way for me to get to my class.
Mm.
So I was forced to do school in the library without a teacher
Without a
for some
teacher.
periods. Without a teacher, they would send me my work online and I'd do it at the library on my own. And it was a class that I had struggled with before, so it was a lot of emailing back and forth, and that lasted for at least 3 weeks. And I decided that once the school year was over with, I'd probably be better doing homeschool.
And was that difficult for you emotionally to transition from, was it public school that you were
It's
going to?
public school, yeah.
Public school. So was that difficult to transfer to homeschool from a public school environment?
At first, I was a little bit worried about it because you have your friends you want to stick with, but I realized that if there are friends that really care about you, you're going to keep them transitioning through to homeschool. And once I figured out how much easier homeschool could be when it comes to my situation, it was just, there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to go that route.
That's amazing. And I assume that your friends proved you right, that
Definitely.
it doesn't matter whether you're in the same physical location of school, that friendship is friendship.
Yes,
I love that. I'm very happy to hear that. But at the same time, it is still very much an issue right now that, accommodations are not always being made for students with disabilities, to provide you with the, accommodations that are necessary for you to be in a public school environment. And fortunately, then there's other situations that they go above and beyond and do an amazing job. But we definitely need to get to a place that you shouldn't have had to make that choice, that
definitely.
the environment should have been suited to your needs, and whatever that took to accomplish that needs to happen, because you deserve to have all the same experiences and opportunities that every other 17-year-old has. But I'm happy to hear, though, that the homeschool is working well, and you are thriving, clearly, because you finished a whole grade early.
Yeah,
But that is still something it's really important for people to know and hear, that we have a lot of work to do in that spectrum. So you are also incredibly talented.
thank
You
you.
are a poet. You are a singer and a songwriter, I believe.
Yes, I just dipped my toe into songwriting recently,
I
and
love
I've
it.
really fallen in love with it. It's
And how are you performing currently?
right now everything's at a halt thanks to the virus.
Yeah,
So,
prior to the virus, let's say.
um, we were doing little areas in our town, like First Fridays, little community things.
Hmm.
So it was definitely fun to do that. And we're in a band setting, so we all talk to each other about what we'd like to figure out how to complete the song and have at least 5 or 6 songs
I
for
love
each
that. And what
project.
type of music does the band play?
We try to be very versatile. We're doing a heavy metal song, but we started out with an indie song
Oh,
and
cool.
pop. So yeah, it's definitely all different genres because we have kids from everywhere who like everything. So
Oh, that's amazing. Now, I'm going to completely put you on the spot, but would you feel comfortable singing a little bit for us?
uh, I mean, I could sing a little bit.
Just a teeny bit. Well, just give us a little taste.
Shelter my eyes from the sun and wait for the birds to fly by, trying to reach everyone and know what we're feeling inside.
Beautiful. I love it. Does it feel good to sing? Has it,
Definitely.
yeah,
Especially right now, you're not getting much performance, so
yeah.
I'm a little rusty.
That's okay. It was beautiful, and it's what we all kind of need to enjoy right now. It's just the simple things of, beautiful songs and beautiful voices and words, and we're just going back to the basics, I think.
Definitely.
And I also know that you're interested in getting into public speaking so that you can share your story. And I think, that's definitely one of the reasons why I started the Gamut Network, because storytelling is exactly what I think our world needs right now, to fill our souls with just what people can accomplish, and how people come in all different shapes, sizes, and abilities, and yet we're all just people at the core of who we are. And that's really what I want to highlight and show on this talk show. And I think you're an amazing example of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Olivia, I end every interview with one final question, and that is about the power of a vision board, whether it's a physical board that you keep and update, and it holds all of your hopes and dreams and wishes of what you want to accomplish in this lifetime, or it could be something that you hold in your heart and just keep, thinking about every day. So I'm curious, who or what would be on Olivia's vision board?
Oh, in the future, I'd love to release books and perform to wider audiences, my own music too, releasing a few albums. That would be great.
Amazing. And what would your books be about? Would it be poetry or novels? What would your books look like?
I would love to tell my own story in a way through my poetry, if that's the outlet, but I really, really would like to grow with what I write. So,
How beautiful. I'm
mhm.
excited. I can't wait to hopefully read a book or go to one of your concerts or see you, on a stage at Madison Square Garden. How's that sound?
Great.
Good. Olivia, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing your story, for being on the show, and just really reflecting on the talents that you have.
Thank you for having me.
If you would like to be on the Gamut Network, please email us at talent@gamutmanagement.com. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Gamut Network, as well as like us on our social platforms of Gamut Management. Thank you again, Olivia.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.